Hey, my Lipton. So I want to quickly. I'm gonna be doing back-to-back videos tonight because it's like there's just been a lot going on right now, and there's a few things I want to touch on. But it's been a while since I did like a more like superhero centric video. I feel like so. I do want to touch on this. There's a few topics I do want to talk about when it comes to this. But before we continue, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. We're not at 600 subscribers. Let's get up to 700 now. I love y'all so much. All right, let's continue with this video. So, I just to be clear, I didn't read this whole article. Okay, so in a way, this quote or whatever is taken out of context, but I still have an idea about what this interview was about and what was discussed here. So the director, Nia DaCosta, who is the first Black woman to be directing an MCU film, shout out to her. Um, she said this, and listen, maybe it's taken out of context. Maybe you know how we are. We like to pull one little sentence or one little line out of an interview and make it a headline. But she did say, she's surprised about how much respect she's getting from these middle-aged white dudes that I work with. Listen, I don't know why, but this really annoyed me. This really annoyed me, and I'm just like, girl, just in the way that she's talking. And then on top of that, I know I did a previous video about the Marvels and about how like the same director was like, oh, this is not gonna be your typical Marvel movie. It's gonna be more loose, more, in a way, insinuating it's gonna be goofy. And I'm just like, and now she's saying this. I'm just like, okay, like if she says one more thing, if this director says one more thing and it rubs me the wrong way, is basically gonna summarize the Marvels movie for me, even though I never watched the movie. But then again, I was not a fan of Captain America. I'm sorry, of Captain Marvel. The first movie, I thought that all around just F. Okay, bad job across the board, acting wise, script wise, everything wise, F. And now this trailer it didn't grip me. Rambo, and then you have Miss Girl right here. I forgot her name. Um, it's just Miss Marvel, whatever her name is. This, I don't know. It's like the way that the director is talking now. This is the second time I'm hearing her talk, and then it's just like with the trailers, and then the trailers not really gripping me, not really capturing my attention, or like I'm, this sense of urgency for me to go watch this movie. I don't know, y'all. I think I might sit this one out. I think I might sit this one out. And it's like, don't get me wrong. Is there misogyny within fandoms and these like stands and stuff? Is there misogyny? Is there sexism? Is there racism? Yes, of course. I'm not disputing that. There is. I actually think in a way I did feel that way about when it came to Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, when people were like, oh my God, Wanda was like she was meant to be, she was made out to be strong, and then Doctor Strange and them were running and da, da, da. I just, to me, y'all listen, y'all don't know good cinema, okay? Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness 8. I don't care what y'all say, okay? And I stand by that. But and there's other situations too where it's just like that does not apply, like the misogyny, the racism, the sexism and stuff like that. That does not apply in certain situations, and I feel that way about Captain Marvel. And I understand, don't get me wrong. I know Brie Larson, you know, she felt like the criticism towards her was very, it was a lot on her and stuff like that. But it's like, girl, like, in a way, it's like, don't get me wrong. I'm also a human being as well, and she's a human being. So it's like, we generally, human beings don't like, bad things or like things that are uncomfortable being said about them, which, I sympathize with and I understand. But at the same time, it's like, girl, like, Captain Marvel was ass. Like Captain Marvel, the movie was ass. It was ass. Your acting was not good. It was very stiff, and I'm like, the movie overall. Listen, that might also have to do with the director, like the people that like were whoever was telling her to act in the way that she acts. But personally for me, I felt like some of the criticism was warranted. Now, other people go extreme and we're doing too much. Of course, sometimes these fanboys can be a lot, but I feel like overall, the criticism towards Captain Marvel was legit, and it was out of good faith. Now, while I'm happy, yes, woohoo, the first black woman to be directing a Marvel film, great. Just because she's a black woman and stuff like that, don't mean that we're gonna make sure that this movie better be good. Black woman, no black woman, woman, no woman. Just because you're a woman, just because you're a black woman, does not mean that us as like fans and the public and the audience don't get to criticize you. Okay? At the end of the day, you came into this world, you came into the MCU. We're rabid fans. We enjoy this content. We enjoy the comics and stuff like that. So it's like we expect great work. So I don't want no pandering. I don't want no bullshit. Give me a good ass movie. We're missing great cinema. Okay, in my Martin Scorsese voice. So yes, do your little middle-aged white boys and blah 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 blah, talk your shit. But this movie better be good this year, because it's like I'm not. It's gonna be no holds barred over here. Like we're gonna keep it 1,000, okay? And I don't want nobody crying racism or sexism or misogyny and stuff like that. If the movie is bad, the movie is bad. If the movie is bad, point blank period. It is what it is. So, and that's the thing too. We criticize all movies like that. All movies, they make it seem as if it's like it's only a female thing. It's like we criticize male movies all the time, whereas more a majority male cast, stuff like that. If the movie's ass, the movie's ass, and we criticize it. Like it has nothing to do with it. Some of it. Okay, yes, but a good amount of it, I would say, a collective of it is our criticisms are legit. So that's just my thoughts on that. I don't know. I'll have to see with this movie and see what Rotten Tomatoes and the critics say about this before I go to use my good, hard earning American working dollars to go watch this goddamn movie, because I do not got the time, y'all. I don't got the time anymore. I'm gonna be very quick with this. I saw this on Twitter, and it still upsets me how much Thor: Love and Thunder was such a bad movie, because these posters, y'all, look absolutely. I mean, like the fact that y'all got Chris Hemsworth to work out so much to the point where he actually looks like a whole Greek god. Like Chris Hemsworth was so goddamn fine in this movie. Y'all got him to show his nice buttocks. Okay, hair was flowing, muscles were popping, looking sexy as hell. I'm so mad at y'all for making Taika Waititi gotta go. He gotta go. And I'm always gonna say, I'm always gonna point it out. I'm always gonna do a video about this because it upsets me. But I did see these posters because I think there's a book coming out or something about Thor: Love and Thunder, and it's like visually, this is just beautiful. Like, I'm so mad that y'all dropped the ball when it came to Thor: Love and Thunder, because it's just like I just know how much Chris Hemsworth has put so much effort, work, hard labor, and not just about the scripts and stuff like that, but like in his body, making sure that he gives you Amazon keys. Okay, he looked too good for that movie. That's the thing, he looked too good. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. I just saw this post on Twitter. I was like, oh my god, Chris Hemsworth looks so fine when he was in Thor: Love and Thunder. I was just thinking that. But yeah, okay. Lastly, I do want to talk about this other fine man right here, Mr. Chris Evans. So Chris Evans did an interview with GQ, and he talked about a lot of different things. If y'all don't know, our baby Chris Evans, he got married. He secretly got married. He's no longer for the streets, y'all. He's a married man. He's locked down. But you know, but shout out to him though. Yeah, Chris Evans is such a great guy. He's just super low key. So, congratulations to him. But I did see something that did pop out in this interview where he did briefly talk about Quentin Tarantino. If y'all don't know, I did a video where, and you guys can all go to my Superhero Talk playlist and see all of my reviews, talks, anything like Marvel, DC, anything like that. I talk about it on my superhero playlist. You guys can go there and watch my videos. and tell me what you guys think in the comments. But Quentin Tarantino did talk. This was like a couple of months ago, where he did come out and say he did an interview talking about how like, the marvelization of Hollywood and like this is his quote right here. It says here that Quentin Tarantino said recently on a podcast. Tarantino said, "Part of the marvelization of Hollywood is you have all these actors who become famous playing these characters, but they're not movie stars. Captain America is the star." And at the time, I was like, well, that is true. That is the fact. And don't get me wrong. I did say that, well, at the end of the day, Chris Evans still established his name. Robert Downey Jr. established his name. Chris Hemsworth established his name. But, like, we also can't deny the fact that these characters, Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, are also the stars, too. You know what I mean? They're household names. And, Chris Evans also agreed. It says here that Chris Evans said, and I was like, he's right. The character is the star. You're there, but you don't feel the burden of it. And then obviously Feige comes in and says, and he disagrees. He says that I think it's something he was telling himself, and I think it's something many of the Avengers, including Robert, will tell themselves, which actually was very helpful to the process. But in certain cases, including Chris's, it's not entirely true. And yes, I mean it's both ways. When it comes to that, but I'm glad that Chris Evans. The thing I like about him is that he's not delusional. Like, he's not like certain Hollywood celebrities where it's like they don't live in reality. Like, they're so out of touch with majority of the people or the public that it's like they think that they're so big headed. So it's like, I'm glad that he can admit his faults. And in this interview too, he talked about like his anxiety and like so many different things, how he's living in Massachusetts. And it's like, I just enjoy that sort of like, he's one of us kind of vibes with Chris Evans. And I'm glad that, he did acknowledge that, yeah, like Captain America is a household name. He is a celebrity in a sense. And it's like, he may not be, once he already put down the shield for Captain America, now it's being passed down. So it's like Captain America still lives on if you really think about it. And Chris Hemsworth, well, yes, we might think of him as Captain America, but he's still, he's doing his own thing. But I still think that Chris Evans is, I keep saying Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans is still a household name. And I think people recognize him, and he's famous and great, and he's just so amazing and so handsome and beautiful, and yeah. But yeah, I just saw that, and I was very interested in talking about those things, those particular things. I didn't talk about these other videos all because there's a lot to talk about on my channel, but that's all I have to say when it comes to like the good superhero talk. But please tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. There's more videos to come tonight, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.